I had to cover up this black dude's face because the other one's too handsome. I can't cover you up, man. I'm sorry. Mwah. This movie right here, if you love Dungeons and Dragons, you need to watch this movie right now. For all of you who don't even know what Dungeons and Dragons is, watch it for Chris Pine, watch it for Michelle Rodriguez. Those two, they play such a killer duo here. I want to see 5 movies with just them two. He plays a bard, she plays a barbarian. The antics are just aplenty here. It's really good. He basically just gets to run his mouth and she gets to kind of clean up after him. Is the shtick. It works really well. I'm a big Michelle Rodriguez fan. I love that she's a badass in like every movie she does. And this movie here feels like a wonderful new home for her. Maybe after she's done with all the Fast and Furious stuff, she can just jump on this train. It's a good train. This movie's got it all, though. You got adventures, you got battles, you got dragons, you got wizards, you got all this comedy in here. Hugh Grant, he plays a fantastic villain, and he's such a good bad guy here. He's a good bad guy because he's so charming and funny. You don't even necessarily realize he's being a bad guy until it's too late. It's really good. The big scary woman on top, I don't remember what her name is. But she plays a good, what do you call it? I'll say upper level bad guy. I'll just put it to you like that. Kind of a boring character by herself, but Hugh Grant's villain really they complement each other very well. Very similar to Chris Pine's Bard and Michelle Rodriguez's Barbarian. There's an interesting kind of contrast between these 4 people. And then you have a sorcerer, you got a druid, you got a paladin. They're all fun. The sorcerer's really fun just because he's almost an incel, basically. Almost. He's not quite as bad as that, but the guy's got no game. He keeps trying to hit on the druid woman with the red head over there. He keeps trying to hit on her and she's not having it. It's a bit awkward, kind of a thing, but good. And it turns out, he's got some cool stuff up his sleeve. The druid's really cool. Her versatility is nuts. If you don't know anything about druids, they can do a bunch of things, but this one specializes in shapeshifting into different kinds of animals, and she does it like on a dime, like a rat to a cat to like this big. They call them owl bears. She's just doing the work. Then you got the paladin up there, the handsome black dude. He's so good in this movie. I don't want to ruin too much. I'll just say he's not in all of the movie, and there's a reason why. He's so damn good. If they had him on their team full time, it would have been a very short movie. That's really funny. They actually have him kind of leave like part way through because he's just he'd win. He'd win. The story's pretty good too. It's you root for Chris Pine's character. He's got a daughter. There's not really a love interest here. He has his wife. I don't want to ruin too much there. I'll just say the focus is more on the daughter. And I really like that angle that you don't just have like a normal kind of tropey kind of a story. It's different. It's a bit new, and you really root for him, even though a lot of what's happened is his fault. You still want him to succeed, and you still want him to get back to his daughter. It's a pretty good heartwarming story. And Michelle Rodriguez, she's like this glue to it all. She really makes it in effect that he's a fuck up and she's basically cleaning up after him. It's good. They almost feel like a married couple, but not. Beautiful film. My only problem, and it's a big problem, I think, the movie moves way too fast. There's a lot going on. They throw everything and the kitchen sink in there. They throw everything in there. All the nods to D&D, all the stuff for people who aren't fans of D&D. They throw everything in there, and they do it really quickly. So much so, my eyes are having a hard time keeping up. I want to see more films. I want to see more Dungeons and Dragons movies with these people, but I want them to slow it down a little bit if they can. Aside from that, they got gold. Fantastic film. Check it out. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later.